Oh, hello again, friends. It's me, Mr. Proft, coming to you from, again, my guest bedroom here in sunny Santa Monica, California. And we've been talking a lot about toys. We've been talking about uh, words that can describe what the toys look like. And we've also been talking about words that can describe how we play with them. So I want to show you some toys right here on my screen, if I can. I'm going to switch over to here, click, click, boom, boom. And aha, let's not start with that one. Let's start with this one. If you're in my class, we've been looking at this toy a lot in the last week or so. It's the little toy car. And remember, we said that this is actually a toy car that my boys used to play with when they were about your age. So let's imagine for a second we were playing with that car. What are some ways that we could play with that car? Well, we could take it and we could push it around, we could roll it, we could crash it into buildings, we could do all kinds of stuff. And let's think about what that looks like. It looks like it's a small plastic car, and it looks like it's mostly red. So if we were going to write a sentence, if we were going to write what that car looks like, and if we were going to write what we do with it, we might come up with something like this. Let's see, what should I say? Say that I drive my red car. Oops, sorry, little mistake there. I drive my red car. So in that sentence, I'm actually describing two different things. I'm describing what the car looks like. I said it's a red car, and I described what I like to do with it. I drive. I drive my red car. I could also have said, oh, I don't know. Let's see, another sentence. I could say, I like to push my little car. So again, I've used a word to describe what I'm doing. I said I'm pushing, and I've used a word to describe what the car looks like, little. So I've described an attribute of the car, and I've described what I do with it. Here's another toy. I don't know if any of you have even seen one of these before, but this is called a top. It's a little tiny thing. They're made out of wood or they're made out of metal, and you just sort of spin them, and that's kind of all you do with them. It's just a toy that you spin. So if I was going to write a sentence to describe the toy and what I do with it, I could say, I spin my, let's say, wooden top. I spin my wooden top. So I'm describing what the top looks like. It's made out of wood. That's what wooden means. And I'm describing what I did with it. Spin. I spin my wooden top. I could also say I spin my little top, or I could say I spin my small top. Small and little, kind of the same word, but there's different ways that we can say the same thing sometimes. So there you go. I've written a sentence that says what I'm playing with and how I'm playing with it. I'm spinning my small top. Here's one more toy for us to look at. This is Play-Doh. If you're in my class, I've talked a lot about Play-Doh recently. You know that I really like Play-Doh. It's one of my favorite things to have in the classroom, and we have all kinds of different activities that we can do with it. I especially like the way Play-Doh smells. I think when you first open a can of Play-Doh, oh man, that I don't know, it's just a smell I really enjoy. But how could I play with Play-Doh? Well, there's a bunch of things I could do. One of my favorite things to do is just kind of squish it. And it's not really doing anything but squishing it. I like squishing Play-Doh. So if I was going to write a sentence to describe Play-Doh and what I do with it, I could say, I squish, S-Q-U-I-S-H. Is that how you spell squish? I squish the, and then let's see, how could I describe the Play-Doh? Well, I could describe the color. I squish the blue Play-Doh. There you go. So again, I squish the blue Play-Doh. I'm describing what the Play-Doh looks like. I said it's blue, and I'm describing what I'm doing with it. I'm squishing it. Another thing I could do with the Play-Doh, I could say, oh, I don't know, I build with my Play-Doh, or I build with the Play-Doh. So I'm building, I'm taking it and I'm making like a building or a house or an igloo. Oh, and I didn't describe what the Play-Doh looked like. I build with the, let's say soft Play-Doh, because Play-Doh is soft, right? It's not really hard like rocks. So I build with the soft Play-Doh. I'm describing what I'm playing with, and I'm describing how I'm playing with it. So that is going to be, friends, your job for today. You're going to pick something from your house, some toy from your house. You're going to play with it, and then you're going to describe what the object was you were playing with, and you're going to describe how you played with it. Like if you picked an action figure, you could say, I fly my small action figure. So you're going to describe what you're playing with and how you're playing with it. And the more descriptive words you use, the better. You could say, I play with my small blue action figure, or I play with my new little action figure. Just as many different words as you can use to really describe what you're working with. Now, I understand that probably a lot of you can't spell those words. That's okay. You can get a grown-up to help you. If you want to try spelling them on your own, good for you. I think that's awesome. If you want to, you could just write the first sound that you hear, like my action figure. I can't spell action figure, but I know that action figure starts with the A sound, and I know the A sound is made with an A. So I could just write, I play with my A, my action figure. That's fine. But again, if you want to get a grown-up to help you, to write down your words for you, I think that's a good place to start. So, and don't forget, you're going to need to take a picture of your work when it's done and send it to either me or Miss Dano. All right, thank you. So on behalf of myself and Miss Dano, Prof out.